Welcome back. We just got in a fight with Rui, and now we're in District 6 and we're gonna figure this out. Dead night, perfect place to be an ignorant, thankless little life like me. Damn it. I drop against the wall, fighting for breath. A couple of shady figures eye me from the alleyways, but when I meet their gaze, they turn away. I wouldn't mind a fight. I honestly wouldn't. It'd feel good, maybe. Cathartic. Good old fist fight to the face. Maybe I'd die. I deserve it. I shouldn't have said those words. It didn't matter that I was angry. It didn't matter that I felt unjustified. Rui didn't deserve the words like that. Not when she's been by my side. Not when she's been my only friend. It just hurt. Even she acknowledged that I couldn't do anything correctly. She was supposed to be support me, to believe in me, right? Haru? Why would he be pinging me? How did he get my number? How is his number in my phone? Is this part of the lapse I don't remember? Maybe he set his caller ID to be public, but that's strange to say the least, especially for a student. And why is he in District 6? I cautiously follow the indicator, keeping to the shadows as I approach. Around the corner of the denoted alleyway, but... Uh-oh. What? No, 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 no. Not now. No. You're a coward. Oh no. We'll see about that. What just happened? Shouldn't even be here. No, really? Don't you dare tell anyone. Why not? Look, no one can know about this. Scared someone will find out? All this time, I should have known. Why? Why? What's going on? I jolt awake, frantically clinging to my bedpost. My vision is still swimming, my mouth dry with the bitter aftertaste of anxiety medication. No. Of all times, it had to be then. I squeezed my eyes shut in a vain attempt to recall the images that just passed my retinas, but they're already gone. What happened? Why did I see a mutilated body? Why did I see Yahiko? What did I talk about? What the hell happened? I struggle to roll out of bed, but my limbs are frozen with terror, plastered to the sheets beneath my racing heartbeat. You're a coward. Who was that? Who said that? Why did they say it? How did I... No. I seize my phone, looking through my messages, my calls, anything, a clue, a hint, a status update. Come on, tell me something, Mr. Phone. I only find an email. You happen to find yourself in the midst of many strange events. Don't worry. There are many who believe in you. Don't forget who you are, and don't forget who you're not. Ah yes, the mystery emailer. The one who only started contacting me the night after my first lapse in years. The one who seems to know exactly what I'm facing, even though I don't know who they are. What a convenient response, almost as if it's exactly what I need to hear. I shut my phone, tossing it as far away from me as possible. Who am I during these lapses? The doctors, of course, have their own answers. It's just an unusual brain injury from the accident. You'll suffer brief lapses during times of stress when your memory is transitioning from short to long term. Wouldn't change anything about you, they said. You're still yourself, they said. It's just a little memory blip, they said. Maybe they were paid to tell me that. After all, no one wants to hear that they could have an uncontrollable alter ego who might very well be a serial killer. Can't trust anyone. Can't trust myself. What am I doing while I think I'm sleeping? I lie still, fighting to keep my mind steady as I survey my next course of action. What do I do? Record myself? Confine myself? Report myself? What can I do if I find out that I might very well be the very person I'm trying to track? It's not possible, is it? It sounds ridiculous, like a half-baked plot from a second-hand book. Stupid, irrational, impossible. Just like me these past few days. Maybe I should go to school. I can only snort at the thought. Shallow, ditzy little school, where I'll receive homework assignments all in calculus problems, and how Mayor Inori has saved Isamu and 1,000 other things that mean nothing when people are dying every day. Still, if I lapse at school, maybe someone will catch me. Maybe someone will find out once and for all. Besides, it's not like I have anything better to do. Yes, you do. It only takes me moments to get dressed and to wolf down a quick breakfast. The food is sour in my stomach, but I force myself to keep it down. Contrary to the past few days, the entrance is packed with students. It's practically impossible to weave my way through. I peer through the crowd of heads and catch my brief glance of a red hair that slowly plods away. Threads of whispers shoot in rapid fire at the sight. Again? They say Haru went missing, and Soji ended up passing away. Yeah, I saw the news. I can't believe it. I can. We should have expected the moment we saw them talking to Eri. Do you really think that she'd do that? No wonder those girls are angry at Eri. But guys, isn't that getting a little out of hand? They even egged her this time. You think they were too hard on her? Midori, Tamaki, Soji, and Haru? How high does the body count have to be before you start believing us? But was she even involved with? You're not taking the side of that bitch, are you? Look, an adult had to step in and take your group to the principal's office. That doesn't make them look any better. You. Hey, no fighting. I shoved to the side by Masato breaks to the crowd, his jaw taut with suppressed anger. The students immediately quiet down, watching eagerly for another display with their phone cameras primed for patter. All you better quit your yapping and scram. Your little chit-chat ain't doing the thing. Despite the fact that he's the president of the Honor Society, the students know enough about Masato to not start anything. They quickly disperse into the courtyard. Masato turns to look at me. I'm hit by the memories I tried to forget. The argument at the canal, the bitter fight with Rui. It's amazing what 24 hours can do. All those encounters seem so distant. Masato curls his lower lip in disgust and strides away. He socks me right in the stomach. I'm speaking before I know it. Masato. He lifts an eyebrow at me, but his body is tense with anger. I'm sorry. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did. I want to know what you're so mad. I don't understand. But Masato cuts me off, wrapping his fingers at the end of his jacket until the knuckles are white. If you're gonna take something from someone, man, at least take care of it. What? That was the last thing I expected from to hear. Get to class. What did I do? Who would I take? He storms past me and disappears into the classroom building. I'm only left bewildered, but even more alone than before. This time, I really got no one. Who did I take? I force myself to plod to my chair. The stairwells and hallways are congested with nauseating, frivolous gossip that makes me shake my head. This is disgusting. I'm about to slip into classroom when a jolt of movement in the hallway catches my eye. Mr. Royata has just opened the door to the principal's office, through which a number of students are filing. His face seems unusually burdened, the most solemn I've ever seen it. Jiro? 5 of them, bullying, cornering the Hiraga girl. Again? You don't understand, Principal. Are you really fine with a murderer running around campus? What, throwing some kids with potty mouths under the bus will cover for her? Look, you guys will address the principal with respect, and you will listen to what he has to say. Next time I see you tossing around that kind of attitude, you'll be packing your bags, understood? I've never heard him sound so harsh. The students instinctively step back, like he's emitting some dark aura. Mr. Ryota, how can you say that when Haru's gone? Haru Bunya? Gone? What? You didn't know? He's been gone since last afternoon. He didn't even come back to the school for curfew. But Haru's a smart kid. He didn't know to stay. What does it matter? Midori, Toma, Akane, they're all inside the school after curfew, but they disappeared anyway. Inside, outside, doesn't matter. We're doomed. She bursts into tears as Mr. Royota is frozen in place, looking strangely awkward. Bring them in, Jiro. I'll handle it from here. Mr. Royota wordlessly steps aside, watching the students file into the principal's office. When the last student has entered, he shuts the door, sighing heavily. I step forward to greet him, but something halts me in my tracks. Students from the various school gone. Yesterday, a death in the subway tracks. Now Bunya joins the ranks. I can't trust myself. How can I possibly trust anyone else? It's got to be the stress getting to me, but I see every familiar face as a potential enemy, a puppeteer in the shadows, moving all the chess pieces into place. Mr. Ryota, something about him seems unbearably ominous, surrounded by death. Am I the killer? Is the killer someone close to me? Or is the killer a complete stranger? Everyone is a possibility. Mr. Ryota is intelligent, flippant, and when he needs to be, ruthlessly efficient. Then he notices me awkwardly standing in the hallway, twiddling my thumbs. Well, if it isn't my favorite delinquent. He's searching my face. I need to mask my expression. I can't show anything, not now. Hey, Mr. Ryota. I decided not to mention the scene that I just witnessed. Maybe it's better if he doesn't know. Hey kid, you've got bags for days going under your eyes. Have you been sniffling all night? What? Did he seriously just say that at the middle of the school? No, I was finishing some stuff up last night. I see. You sure you don't want to talk about it? I talked to him about my past. I'm supposed to trust Mr. Ryota. I don't know. We've got some time before class starts. It's up to you. Wouldn't it be better to run my thoughts by him? He has information about the students that I could never get otherwise. Okay, your office. We slip into Mr. Ryota's office without any hesitation. Mr. Ryota settles behind his desk. He's still eyeing me closely. Maybe he trusts me about as much as I trust him. You're really different today, Yama. What's bothering you? Do I look that haggard? I thought I put up a passable front. That obvious? Once upon a time, kid, I was also a student. Pulled all-nighters for exams, just like you. Except that doesn't seem to be related to an exam. Exams are the furthest thing from my mind at the moment. That's for sure. Mr. Ryota, about the murders. He frowns at my question. You're still interested in that? It's difficult to keep my composure up, but I managed to look him straight in the eye. Please just, if you could answer one question of mine about it. I can see the reluctance in his gaze. After a long moment, he finally relents with a nod. You said that the victims all had some kind of psychological problem. Could you look up their connections with... It's shot in the dark. I couldn't even know if the killer is someone who I've met in person, but I've got to see if they have any relationship with... Someone started a club for depression and troubled students. It was called the Happy Club, and I thought that it had been the stupidest name in existence. But that club was for depressed and troubled students. Students with psychological problems. Is it really just a coincidence? Is there anything between the victims Yahiko Ikari? Yahiko? Like dumb blonde friend Yahiko? Have you gone crazy, kid? What the hell would that have to do with these crimes? Just, can you look it up, please? I hate this doubt. Everyone in my sights is being painted as a potential target. Ari, Mr. Ryota, Yahiko, even myself. I just need to find proof that I'm wrong. Right, well, you're a weird one, kid. Your fingers fly over the tablet. I see its surface flashing in a myriad of colors, like strobe lights at a concert. Then he freezes and drops the tablet. It hits the floor with a shrill clatter. I instinctively wince, almost expecting it to shatter into pieces. What? What the? Eventually, I stoop forward to pick it up. The screen is a mash of information, tidbits from school records, patter feeds, and photos from Instacam. And a picture of a bunch of teens hanging out at a park. Faces tagged as Yahiko Ikari, Akane Tsukino, Soji Hazagawa, and Huru Bonya. A matching pad from Yahiko announced the very first meeting of the Happy Club. An update from the roommate of Midori Maneo claims that Yahiko was harassing Midori with the most horrible pickup lines, and she doesn't even like chocolate. A picture of the orientation groups before school started, including Toma, Hayashi, and a part of Yahiko's orientation group. He led orientation? No, never mind that. What's this, some kind of conspiracy? It's like the universe was just waiting for me to dig into Yahiko Ikari so it could flood me with information that couldn't possibly be coincidental. The common thread is Yahiko? No, this is ridiculous. I reject this reality and substitute it with my own. Well, I mean, maybe there's someone else in common. But there's a trend that I can't ignore. And even worse, each victim is getting progressively closer to Yahiko. Mr. Ryota, if this is true... I look to Mr. Ryota, but he's only staring at the floor. Uncharacteristic shock etched all over his face. Mr. Ryota? Oh, sorry. You know how sometimes you get so focused on something that, well, you kind of forget everything else? Does that happen to you? Often, not you? You seem pretty fixated on the idea that Yahiko Ikari is related to these murders. You're not serious, right? I don't know, everything seems like a possibility. It's as if I was stuck in a dark room with only vague shapes and sounds, feeling my way around, and then someone turned on the floodlights, leaving weird spots in my vision that have to be hallucinations, but somehow aren't. Just the bell, kid. Guess you better get to class. Class? We're on the verge of discovering something vital about the killer, and I have to go to class? No, I should go. More than anything, I need to cool down, give my mind time to process the shock. Bye, Mr. Ryota. Take care, kid. I sidled out of the office and raced down the hall, my mind still hazy with thoughts. There has to be another explanation. I must have missed something. Maybe I shouldn't think about this until later. When I arrive, I notice that Yahiko's already in his chair. And instinctively I freeze when I see him, worries still fresh in my mind. But wait, didn't Rui say that Yahiko's been arrested? After the subway accident, shouldn't he have been undertaken under suspicion of Soji's death? And yet, I saw him in District 6 last night. I definitely ran into Yahiko Akari, and we definitely had some kind of conversation. Sure, a lot of time passed because of my lapse. There was a good number of hours between the subway accident and the alley accident. But still, is it possible for someone to be released that quickly? Did he use his personal connections? Did he call on his parents to bail him out? No, I'm thinking about this the wrong way. He must have been released because they found out that he was innocent. Maybe bureaucracy isn't as inefficient as I thought. Maybe the case was finished because it was urgent. Yeah, I said that's likely. No, stop thinking like this. This is crazy. I temporarily shut my thoughts out and slip into my chair. Yahiko seems to be browsing through a patter feed. Ah, wait, we talked yesterday back in District 6. It didn't seem like an ordinary conversation either. Are we on good terms? Neutral terms? Bad terms? My memory, I guess the encounter was negative. If I act strangely, he'll find out about my lapses. What do I do? Then again, he's got someone's death weighing on his mind. Someone who he knows. If he was innocent witness, he'd be traumatized, he'd be different. How exactly do I act to someone who... Why hello, my good minion! Yeah! I jerk backward, but he only grins brightly, waving his hand in front of my face. Feeling a bit under the weather? No worries, have some coffee, straight from Buckstar Coffee House. He thrusts an insulated cup at me. I peer through the lip. Sure enough, I see thick caramel liquid that froths in a warm whirlpool. I suddenly take the cup. The heat caresses my cold hands. Is it poisoned? My mind supplies. I shut it down. Okay, no need to thank me. I'm naturally this generous. A sharp chill runs down my spine. Is it possible to act so natural after seeing someone die? No. You're saying blood, tasting blood, hearing blood? Why is he grinning? Why is he acting like nothing happened? I didn't know Soji that well. And even now. Yahiko. Hey, it sounds like that warning bell. I'm gonna chat a little, Misaki. He bounces away with a spring in his step. What? Maybe this has something to do with our exchange yesterday. There's no other reason why he's able to completely ignore a death, much less the death of someone he knew, unless... Student seats, please! The rest of the class rushes to these chairs. Commotion drowns out my thoughts. Something's not right here. I force myself to pay attention through class. It's preferable to getting visions of bloody beaten bodies. I answer the teacher's questions at every chance I get, and actually listen to lecture. Apparently, it's such a rare occurrence that the entire classroom is staring at me by lunch. Yeah? Still, break is break. Any momentary curiosity immediately halts at the first chime of the bell. Yahiko tugs at my shoulder, his face alight with a cheery grin. Lunch, Kef, old gang? I steel myself and look straight in his eyes. I saw you at the train station when Soji died. Yahiko freezes, his expression flickers for a single moment, almost too quick to catch. What happened? Why were you there? His face flattens. A stab of guilt wrenches through my stomach, but I try to squash it. I need to know who I'm talking with, and who's talking. Come on, minion. If we wait too long, the lunch line will take forever. A hungry overlord is not a happy overlord. Yahiko. Well, I guess that's no forcing if you don't want to come, even if you're a minion. Ta-da for now. Ta-da. He quickly prances out of the room before I can slip another word in. I can't suppress a shudder of revulsion. The fact that Yahiko's acting the same as he always does. It's terrifying. Moreover, I've done nothing to ease my fears about my lapse. Still have no clue what happened yesterday, why I saw a bloody body, why I ran into Yahiko. You're disturbed. What happened? I almost jumped at the sudden voice from behind. Ari is sitting on the edge of the table, munching quietly on peach. What the? Where do you come from? Classroom 2D. Well, I know that. She only tilts her head at me. Like a perfectly calibrated machine waiting for a simple command. Like a soulless doll ready to kill. No, I need to stop this. These are people I'm talking to, not machines, and they're not killers, and I'm not a killer. We're just ordinary students at an ordinary school. Something is bothering you. I falter, my words cold in my mouth. My thoughts are building up in my head, pounding insistently, begging for excellence. Should I talk with her? Yeah. had an interesting day. What happened? Well, I saw someone die, maybe killed by my close friend, and then I was a jerk to the only person who stuck by me. Then I went to the sketchy part of town where I saw a mutilated body, except I can't remember how, because my brain's only half functional. Not much. She evaluates me for a moment from behind her peach. Let's go to the rooftop. What? She only gestures for me to follow her, as she pops out of the classroom. Well, at the very least, I guess it's a better place to talk. Like most days, the rooftop is practically empty. Ari plops down on an obscure corner, nibbling at her peach. Sit. I obligingly sit next to her. She pushes a peach into my hand. You're quiet. She states this placidly. The irrefutable fact of a textbook. I only stare at the peach. Is this for me? Yes. I can eat it? Yes. Instantly, I bite into the fruit. It's succulent and soft. I don't realize how hungry I am until that moment. I've had plenty of chances to eat, but little appetite. The sobering thought of bringing me back to the moment. I look to the sky, idly flirting whatever comes to mind. It feels like life has been the same for years, and now everything's changing. I don't even know why. A wiry smirk pulls at my lips. I close my eyes and lean my head against the bench. Give me some alcohol. Let's drink our sorrows away. I remained still, waiting for me to elaborate. You know, when people are upset, they drink themselves to oblivion, that kind of thing. Great idea, right? Now that's a contribution to society. Still silence, disconcerted, I open my eyes. And Ari is nowhere to be found. She wouldn't have taken me seriously, would she? Wasn't it obvious that I was joking? Ari? Nothing. I quickly checked my phone. No message. Maybe she left for a different reason. Maybe she decided not to talk to me. Yama? Gah! Look around, and Ari's standing behind me, hugging a bottle of sake in one arm and a bottle of vodka in the other. Oh crap, she actually took me seriously. Where did you actually get that from? No, never mind. How did you get in on school? Alcohol is strictly forbidden, yet here in the space of maybe a minute, she's managed to acquire some and smuggle it in. But Ari only smiles lightly, holding both bottles in my direction. Drink. She looks so proud of herself, I can't help but find it in me to refuse. But alcohol? What am I supposed to do with this? So can you, return it? You want to drink your sorrows away. Well, no, I want to get drunk. Ah. She suddenly sprints away toward the edge of the roof. Alarmed, I follow her after her and watch in shock as she managed to nimbly jump onto a branch of the tallest tree. I can only assume she managed to shimmy down the tree onto the ground, because her small frame is immediately lost in the foliage. Too alarmed to speak, I honestly walk back to where I sat before. I stare at the alcohol now in my possession. Wait, I have alcohol. I get expelled. I get to go to prison. I could... Here. Yeah! Where did she even come from? Didn't I just see her on that tree? Take this. She pushes a can of Starmon energy drink into my already full arms. If you mix with the alcohol, you become intoxicated much quicker. What? But you will feel alert, so you will want to drink more. Do not. I should have guessed that Ari would take my words at face value. But now does she even know? How does she know all this? Wait. I don't actually want to get drunk. It was a joke. Joke? First of all, I'm not stupid enough to get drunk, especially given that my brain is only half functional as is. Besides, it's illegal at my age. Not that Ari seems to care. Okay, first things first. How do I get this alcohol out of school without anyone noticing? I guess I could ask Ari, but that doesn't seem very fair to her, since I was the one who made her get it in the first place. Unintentionally, of course. How did she get it here? I know she can climb trees with ease. Maybe she also went through the ventilation or sewer systems. But that's ridiculous, isn't it? Either way, the key lies in her hands. Ari, how did... Bang! I watch an horse. The cork shoots out of the vodka bottle, sails over the railing, and plummets to the ground below. Ow! What the hell? Oh. Well, crap. Is that a cork? I gently peer over the railing. A student is clutching the vodka cork. Squinting upwards, I hurriedly lean back before he can see me. Fantastic, and I thought this day couldn't get any better. Hey, Teach, this cork just came from the rooftop. Oh, is that the smell? Is there a party on the rooftop? Not an official one. I wince as the teacher storms into the classroom building. She'll be here in any minute. Frantically, I turn to Ari, who is experimentally tasting the vodka. Hurry, we need to get rid of this now. Ari clearly registers the urgency in my voice, and she promptly sets the vodka down and stares right at me. Throw it away? What? No, just put it back where you got it from. Oh. She quickly hands the alcohol to me. I wasn't trying to steal it from you. But no, put it back where... Slam! Teacher storms to the rooftop as she's searching for someone to kill. Jolted with panic, I make the vague shooing motion in Aries' direction before I leap out of my cover in plain sight. Professor? Crap, my voice cracked. Come on, what are those make-believe skills? You! Teacher barrels in my direction, her eyes flaring. Did you see any other students on the rooftop? No. So you admit that this quirk came from you? She raises the quirk with shaking hands. Dang it! Should have made something up. Should have said that there were students, but they ran away. What's that? It's the only half-intelligent thing that came out of my mouth. Don't play dumb with me, young man. Where are you hiding it? What? Come to think of it, why are you standing in front of this bush? Bush? What bush? She steps to the right. I follow to block her view. She weaves to the left. I mimic it. Okay, that was definitely suspicious. So it's behind you, is it? What's behind me? You're digging your own grave, young man. Move aside. This is it. This is where all my years of suffering through school have turned into. This is the culmination of my sucky week. It should have been stupid. It should have been trivial. Getting expelled from school? What does that matter in the face of 5 deaths? Or losing my friends? But what if I turn homeless? What if I enter the spiral abyss of debt, and I have to join the Yakuza, and I contract tetanus during a job gone wrong? Humph. I suppose you're clear. She steps back from the bush. Surprisingly, it's empty. There's no sign of Eri or the alcohol. Does she finally understand what I meant, or is she just taking it to more terrifying purpose? Teacher suddenly whips to me, her eyes narrowed. Well, I apologize for suspecting you without any bias. She sounds about as apologetic as a toddler in a tantrum. If you happen to find those irresponsible students who are in the possession of alcohol, give them a little message for me. They can run, but they can't hide. Just as abruptly as she entered, the teacher races from the rooftop, slamming the door behind her. I only sink to the ground, relishing the relief that washes through my veins. I live another day. What a ridiculous encounter. Yama? Yeah! Again, Eri appears as if from nowhere. This time, the alcohol is nowhere to be seen. I understood. I put them back. She practically burst with pride. Well, for Eri, hesitantly a pat on the head. Thanks. She only nods placidly and continues to munch on her peach. Just curious, but where did you get that stuff anyway? The vodka and the sake. Cafeteria kitchens. Oh, I see. Wait a minute. What? You stole them from the cafeteria? They weren't using it. Well, it's still the schools. It's illegal for minors to drink, and it's illegal to steal, so it must be doubly illegal for minors to drink alcohol that's been stolen. Who would ever think that taking the kitchen stock? The idea is either genius, insane, or both. Come to think of it, how does Eri get her peaches? I swear that her stash is inextinguishable. Every time I see her, she has a new peach. It couldn't be. Eri, by any chance? No way, this is ridiculous. All this is ridiculous. Joking about alcohol and almost getting expelled for it. Peaches, endless peaches coming from nowhere. Mirth bubbles out of me in a wiry laugh. Ridiculous. Brain damage, memory lapses, bus accident, mutilated bodies, double-faced informants. Hurting Ruby, hurting Masato, Mr. Ryota, Yahiko, Eri, as serial killers. My chuckles transform into all-out historical fit. I struggle to keep breathing as my ribs ache beneath the instinctual heave of lungs. It's crazy, all of it. What is funny? My throat aches as I struggle to master myself. Life is hilarious. Eri inclines her head, quietly waiting. It's invitation enough. Ever had that feeling where you feel like you know everything, but it just takes one moment and your whole world crumbles to pieces? Like Lurich Limperstadt? Lurich Limperstadt. I still can't say that name. Always Lurich Limperstadt. I'm being liked to a fictional character from a show. Sure, he's a pretty cool guy, right? He kills people. Oh, that's a bit of a damper. I lace my fingers behind my head, staring into a nearby flower until my eyes begin to burn. I'm probably not any better. Rui and I got into an argument yesterday, and I was an idiot. I don't know what came over me, the kind of things I was saying. I never thought of them, not genuinely. We hadn't fought like that, well, ever. Is that what death does? Makes you become a completely different person? She seemed fine, normal. That should be okay, since she didn't see it. Erin considers this for a moment before she speaks. Every word is enunciated deliberately. Perhaps she has problems she did not want you to worry you about. My parents were the same. Your parents? They died. Oh. I feel the urge to say that I'm sorry, but it sounds shallow in the gravity of the moment. I see. Ari only nibbles on her peach. How? I don't realize how insensitive that question is until it's already out of my mouth. Thankfully, before Ari can respond, the warning bell pings. I hurriedly get out of my feet. Oh, I guess we have to head back to class. Ari silently stands next to me. They fought. Every word seems labored, like it's painful to utter them. They fought. How did I explain how they passed away? There is a strong part of me that wants to hear her continue. Part of me that's curious about the enigma known as Eri Hiraga. But I can't bring myself to do it. There's enough craziness going on. Finding about Eri's past might just make things worse. Hey, you don't have to tell me. It's fine. I moved to the rooftop door, keen on exiting before I cause any more trouble. It's better this way. My curiosity just leads to hurting people anyway. Eri silently follows me, staring at the peach cupped in her hands. We part at the stairway. I'm not sure what to say, but at the very least, she doesn't seem angry at me, just thoughtful. I expect to spend the remainder of time by myself, but instead I find Misaki waiting by my chair. Ah, Yama. Hi. Do you want to go somewhere with me? What? Now? No, tomorrow. Of course right now. Class is about to start. Are you seriously coming up with an excuse to stay in school? She's right. Normally I wouldn't mind. So you're saying we should ditch? I prefer the phrase, investing our time in other endeavors. So, ditching. You make it sound so ugly. And sudden as this might be, it might actually end up being kind of fun. Honestly, for once I actually want to stay in school. It's nice to talk to Miki, but as stupid as it seems, this is only a semblance of normalcy I have. Sorry, maybe after school? Oh, after school I'm a bit busy with work. Oh. It's fine, maybe some other time. I feel like I was trying to make amends somehow, but the bell's already rung. Misaki returns to her desk, reabsorbed in her phone. The teacher promptly enters the classroom and wraps his knuckles against the board. Afternoon class, it's unfortunate that your PE is right after lunch, but it can't be helped. To the courtyard! The students groan but follow him out the door. I'm going to save. Holy crap, this game lasts forever! I don't think I'll ever finish! Ah! Well, I shall see you in the next one. Bye-bye!